Did a grenade blow up the Wagner boss's plane in August? Was it an inside job instead of a missile strike as rumored? Why does Vladimir Putin want a drug test for his former rival's corpse? These questions arise after Putin's shocking revelation about the mercenary group leader who once challenged his authority. Take a look at this next report.
The head of the investigative committee reported to me a few days ago. Fragments of the hand grenades were found in the bodies of the victims of the air disaster. There was no external impact on the plane. This is an established fact of the result of the expert examination conducted by the investigative committee of the Russian Federation. But the investigation has not been completed as of yet.
6 weeks after the Wagner Group chief Yevgeny Prigozhin and several of his close associates died in a plane crash, the Russian president has made shocking revelations about his former rival's death. He claims the plane crash resulted from hand grenades detonating inside the aircraft, not a missile attack as rumored. What's even more astounding is the possibility that they were all under the influence of cocaine at the time of the crash. Putin stated that these revelations came to his attention a few days ago, when the head of Russia's investigative committee reported them to him. Putin said that when the police raided the Wagner offices in St. Petersburg shortly after their short-lived revolt, they found 5 kilograms of cocaine, $100 million in cash, along with weapons and fake documents from the properties. In making these claims, Putin appears to be attempting to discredit the assertions made by US officials. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, unidentified US officials alleged that the aircraft had been shot down. The Russian president has not provided further details on how a grenade or grenades could have detonated on board. But he slammed the investigators for not carrying out alcohol or drug tests on the bodies of those who died in the crash.
Unfortunately, there was no examination of the blood of the deceased for alcohol or drugs, although we know that after the Wagner mutiny in the company in St. Petersburg, the FSB found not only 10 billion rubles in cash, but also 5 kgs of cocaine.
10 миллиардов наличными, но и 5 килограмм кокаина.
On August 23rd, the private Embraer jet carrying Prigozhin crashed north of Moscow. The crash claimed the lives of all 10 people on board, including 2 other top Wagner figures: Prigozhin's 4 bodyguards and a crew of 3. Prigozhin died 2 months after leading an armed mutiny against the Kremlin, specifically targeting Russia's military top brass. Before his death, Prigozhin portrayed his Wagner group as the world's most battle-hardened fighting force. In fact, the Wagner group played a central role in Russia's deadliest and bloodiest battle to capture the Ukrainian stronghold of Bakhmut. The fierce battle of Bakhmut has been likened to a meat grinder. By May 2023, they had captured the eastern Ukrainian city and subsequently handed it over to Russian forces. Following this success, intense internal conflicts emerged between the Wagner leadership and the Russian high command. It became increasingly evident that Prigozhin accused Putin's top military brass, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, and General Staff Valery Gerasimov of incompetence. The feud culminated in an armed mutiny in late June. Prigozhin marched his troops to Moscow. However, the mutiny was short-lived. Prigozhin called off the rebellion, signed a deal with Moscow, and moved his troops to Belarus, a key ally of Moscow. His mutiny had posed the biggest challenge to Putin's authority since the former KGB spy came to power in 1999. 2 months later, he died, along with several high-ranking Wagner operatives in the plane crash. Western experts suggested that it could have been a premeditated crime, but the Kremlin has rejected claims that Putin had Prigozhin killed in revenge. Since then, the fate of the Wagner group has been unclear. Nevertheless, Russia has a history of mysterious deaths of Kremlin opponents during Putin's tenure. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.